Alright everyone, welcome to another video. So I noticed that in some of this video here, the first part of it, we didn't really explain what was going on. So what's going on is we're finishing up my motor for my car. Didn't really video much because we were working on Austin's, but we did hone the cylinder walls, get ready for got new pistons for it, new bearings, rod and main. Cam bearings look fine. They were great still. The other ones, not so much. And the reason why we had to get new pistons is because the old pistons, they were scarred up and whatnot. So we just decided to play it safe and get some new ones. And yeah, and as I'm going to explain here, we're going to be buttoning up the motor to the transmission, get it that way we can slide it in all at once. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and like, comment, subscribe, and share to your friends and family. Thank you. So right now we're about to pick this up, pick up my motor, and get the flywheel on it. And once the flywheel's on it, we're going to move the transmission over here and get them buttoned up and then get it slid into the car. At least that's the goal. And you guys will come right back up here and watch it all unfold again. Stays all the way in. Yeah, bolts ready? No. They're right there by the ratchet. Oh, the torque converter bolts are.
There's just a lot going on. Everybody's like taking their time. Oh, beautiful. Now we're gonna start watching for a
just make sure that the one that goes in on the oil pump, or the oil filter one, is short.
So
the rest of them should go all the way through.
She was safe if you stand back here. I said, what are you doing? Trying to stay out of the camera? She said, yeah. She stands back here. No. What? Okay. Good.
So you on camera?
No. I'm good.
we're going to try and get these up here.
Think? I think one of these. Have you watched them?
I have. Jade said she's been following them too.
It's two of them.
So right here we are getting the transmission moved over to be hooked together with the motor again, and then after that we're going to be well, put the bolts in first, obviously. Then we're going to put the torque converter bolts in, and then once we lift it up and put it on the car, you'll don't worry, we put a piece of wood underneath the deal there once we get there. But once we get to that point, you will notice that we're trying to make a bracket, new tranny mount bracket, because the bolt holes have been stripped out from towards the end of last year. We noticed, and so we're using angle iron, and we're using the bottom two bolts from the tail shaft of the transmission, and then the tranny mount itself is welded onto the angle iron and whatnot. So we've never tried it before, so we're trying something new. If it works good, cool. If not, well, we're gonna find out.
clear coat you can spray it with too.
Yep.
Or both you guys can, so whatever. Yeah, the roof is I got really need this.
You just take it off the corners, I'm guessing?
It will come off, but yeah, you do that.
Okay, there's that. We'll be right back. Alright everyone, so what's happening here is that the power steering bracket will not fit over the water pump where it connects to the water pump there. So we had to shave off some of it. So it wasn't very much, just enough to where it fit slide over, and it does, and now it fits perfect.
There. In there.
Alright, back on another day, working on my car. Storming outside, so I got it propped open a little bit. Got the garage door open a little bit because it was a little warm in here.
So the goal for today is well, first I'm going to put the radiator in, which is leaned up right there, and then exhaust, carburetor, get the cap on the distributor, and then plug wires. And then it should be, by rights, should be ready to fire once I get all these cords and all that hooked back up and whatnot. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Come on, get in. There we go. Nice and easy. Come on now. So much stuff everywhere. Hoses going there, hoses going here. Sharp things here, sharp things there. Almost got it on. Would reach right there, but I don't feel like cutting my arm up. Got all that taken care of, got it all buttoned up. Like I said, I had to have Dad double check that one down there, and then I need help with the bottom radiator hose. Now that I got all that hooked up, that might be a chore. Well, that's how we do things around here. We try and do it as hard as possible, because why not? So next, alright everyone, camera died last night, so we missed a little bit of it. So we were able to get this fired up last night. We didn't run it for very long, because there's no water or fluid in the transmission. So we just ran it long enough just to make sure it fired up and ran. And it did, thankfully. We were 180 out at first. Flipped it, got it going good. Had a little bit of a scare with it, but we fixed it. It was all good. Got it going again. So the agenda right now is to get the drive shaft in, so we can put fluid in it. And then I'm gonna put how much. I think we got some antifreeze over there. Now we're gonna put the antifreeze in the radiator, and then should be good to go when Dad gets back from work or gets home from work. I do know at some point I need to replace this switch because it broke. I'm either going to leave it down there again, or I'm going to put it up there with the other switches. Haven't quite decided yet, but that is the next go-to once I'm done. Because if I'm going to go up there, I'm going to reroute. If I'm going to go up there, I'm going to reroute this, kind of follow the contour of the pipes, and then go over. That way it's not just dangling like kind of pretty much is now. Had issues with it last year, just falling off continuously, so we had to switch those switches, and then it was good to go. And eventually get a different battery, because the battery in my truck died, and we're using the battery out of Abby's Impala that is not working because it needs a transmission. So thanks, Abby, for donating. Other than that, I think besides that, I think this car is ready. just needs broken. Got a lot of work to do to make June 3rd. But I'm going to sit you guys down and I'm going to get underneath and get the dry shaft put in. Oh, come on. Come on. Get in there. Maybe. There we go. There we are. We're in. Okay. Oh, it's good to know that the transmission did neutral. That's good to know. Oh, get out of there. Just do that. There we go. Alright, so hope you can hear me on this. We skipped a lot of video, but we got this thing going today, or the other day. I adjusted the valves, got everything set up, got the valve covers just sitting on there. We still got some cleaning to do. See kind of how it sounds. Got a heck of a little rumble to it. Sorry, how's my hand? Heck of a rumble. Sounds good. Hopefully, we got a competitor here. That one. We don't have the tack hooked up. Temp gauge running right where we want it. Now we just start buttoning her up. Couple final little adjustments, but it should be good to go. Then we'll put back together. Alright, Anthony back, and going to be putting the screen on front of this. And maybe I'll try and get that out real quick. Maybe I won't. I don't know. That doesn't sound good. But get the screen on, and then once the screen is on, the nose cone is ready to go on. Might do a little touch up on this, but it's underneath everything, so might paint here and paint there. Yeah, and go from there. Much so dry. Way too much. No, that's fine. So, what I'll do is, well, all right. Nose piece is held on by four bolts and a bunch of pop rivets. I got a bolt there, two bolts up here, and a bolt on that side, and then just a few pop rivets going down the side to hold it all in place. Alright, there we go. The nose cone is on. Like I said, pop rivets up here, but 4 bolts around the bottom to hold it in, and 3 pop rivets on this side, 2 on the other side. No, it's much useless information for you guys, but, well, there you go. The reason why there's only 2 on this side is because behind this there's a big ass bolt that's holding the fender in. Big bolt. Big bolt. So now I'm gonna get the car, well, actually real quick, I did find out there was a movement on the right front here.
I don't know why somebody killed my husband, but I don't think that was killed for $8.
Here. Did discover it is this bushing right here. Thankfully we know how to change it. So when we get to that point and order a new one, we'll get that replaced so it doesn't wobble around and make it worse. I think this side's fine, but I'm going to get this down and back on all fours, climb in it, get it fired up, make sure it's not in gear, and go from there. So I had it running there for a while. Sounded pretty darn good. Only it got up to 190 degrees. Ow. And stayed there. Had pretty good oil pressure. Had it between 50 to 75 oil psi. Yeah, it's all good. Training fluid's good. Right before the first race, we'll change the oil out of it. Got to get the rings broke in and seated good. There hasn't been any smoke, just exhaust fumes in here. Whoo! I'll tell you what. Anywho, gotta get some of the rest of the stuff buttoned up in here, and then yeah, she'll possibly be ready for Glendive. Haven't really discussed that yet. Alright, we're gonna do a quick update video. Got the car out of the garage finally. Put a different carburetor on it, and it seems to be doing alright. Seems to be doing good. Got it timed. I'm gonna do some more timing. Still got some valves to adjust. Because it's making a noise over there. It sounds like it's starting to make noise over here again. So we're gonna do that. Dad's gone around and cleaned up some spots for welding. Because we found some spots that need to be refixed. Like here, there, a few different spots over here, here. I did get a new switch in. I decided to leave it right there. Got the original battery back in it finally. And oh yeah, we also needed a weld right here. It needed it last year towards the end, but we left it for the final race. It did fine. There was enough weld there to survive. So in order to do that, we had to take this whole dash off, the screen off, and then weld it and yeah, it's good now. Does it have all the washers that I was supposed to have? Nope. But it's gonna hold. And once that's all done, it should be by rights ready to go. And we just gotta, some point in time, I gotta go through and get that tire and that tire right there demounted and mounted onto another set of rims, because we found out, well, they are cracked. So once we are done with some of this and get this camera charged, we'll put you on a time lapse or something. There's a quick update. Got the welds done. One right there, another one right there. A couple over here. We won't pay attention to those. Those are something. They're done though. We're still waiting on Grandma and Grandpa to come out. Once they get here, we'll get that all taken care of. And on Austin's car, we got got his holes patched up. Dad did a pretty darn good job, if I do say so myself. Got that side, have to have a little bit of hole so that they can see in there for if there's a fuel leak or anything like that. I think that's it for Austin's car, other than fuel and water. So I don't think we ever really talked about this. So this is where my water tank is, just like Austin's. And what this does is when the motor starts to get a little hot, I just flip that switch right there, and it turns on the water bar, which comes out right in front of this radiator here, and sprays water through that and fan, and it cools the water coming through the radiator. And also when it comes through there, the fan sucks in and puts some of the water onto the motor, which helps cools it down a little bit more too. That way we don't have to deal with heating issues in a race. So that's really helpful. Dad used to have a big old tank right here in one of his cars that was out of one of them. So he had a lot of room back here, a lot of weight back here, which made his car pretty quick. So yeah, right now that's that update. The other update right now, we are putting some new stuff up here in the garage here. Putting new. This is going to be, this tin is going to go up here on the bench. That way we don't keep on getting slivers and whatnot. It's only going to go to about here-ish, and then we'll piecemeal it over here. But yeah, it'd be nice to have that up here so that we don't get slivers, right, Dad?
Yes.
And we also discovered that tube for a pool does not work good for a vacuum.
You might want to show them.
Yeah, that hurt. Don't worry, I'll put a warning for you guys. But yeah, right now that's where we're at, and kind of just waiting game. Got everything off there, kind of made a mess. So it's been needed to be done for a while, and we're just deciding finally to do it. It's purple on the other side. We haven't decided which side we're going to use, but we're going to go with it. Alright, so Grandpa and Grandma came out, got the valves adjusted, they're all good to go now. We got an exhaust leak, but we're not too concerned about it. The oil filling back there for the cage, we stripped the old one by accident, put a new one in, decided we wanted to strip that one too. We let Grandpa put on that one, and we're good now. Still got to do some paint touch-ups, obviously. Everything's good. It did leak in here too. Did leak right there. Got that fixed. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but that was loose. The upper control arm, the bushing, was loose on that side. We got to take care of. It's fixed. Got all that. Changed the carburetor. It's good to go. Everything sounds great on it. Now just need to smokes a little bit on this side, but that's just because the rings are still seated in. Got to replace this, which will be real. Well, it'll only take like 2 seconds. Yeah, I think for the most part, other than just like I said earlier, that just needs one more last thing in it. And I think both cars. Oh yeah, and put the hood back on this at some point. We put that there because when I was sitting in the car, I was getting hit with the sun, and it was getting very warm in there. But yeah, other than that, it looks like we're pretty much done with this. Over here, we got the toolbox up there with those things, drills, impacts, there we go, impacts and the cordless stuff. Got those put there. Boxes of parts, because they're empty boxes, except for 2 of them. They're empty, that way we know the parts number, so when we need them, we're good to go. But yeah, there we go, there it is. It's all nice and done, finally. Their dad. But yeah, I think we're good to go. I don't think there's really much more to do. Oh, and I got to, on this exhaust, the pipe down there, I got to put a strap around it, like, I don't know if you can see it, but like that, right there. I got to put that around it. And, yeah. Other than that, she's pretty much done and ready. And, yep. Yeah. So, yeah. If you guys can like, comment, subscribe, and share it, that'd be cool. And see you all in the next one. There's Dad.
In Theory Motorsports.
Woo!